quarterback in the league. Oh, what a catch by Jay Nathaniel. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Shooter take a shot deep. Open target. Her third from left to right. Sets off. Oh,
Down!
watch where he's going to step. He's going to go for it. Fell from the sky into Aaron Isaac.
Glass Bowl Stadium opened back in 1937. It'll be the host site for this one as the Toledo Rockets will be hosting the Eastern Michigan Eagles. I'm Vinny Mixon, and I'm joined in the booth by my partner, David Ware. David, both of these teams come into this one looking to win their first one in conference play. What do you think will be a key factor to look forward to in this game?
So as we see, both these quarterbacks are going to come into this game, and neither one of them really have a run game involved in their offense this season. Greg Cooksey does have 118 yards, and his halfback only has 35. So it's going to be which quarterback can manage their game and limit the mistakes.
As we're going to see this Toledo offense on the field first, it'll be McCade Albert right here. He's going to look to take to the airs on their first play, just past his receiver who has some space in front of him.
Yeah, and that really was not a good throw by Albert. He had all kinds of room. He's going to have to do a better job than that if he wants to get past this EMU defense.
Two running backs in the backfield here on 2nd and 10. They look to go play action on this one, and Albert just going to get rid of it quickly.
I'll tell you, Eastern Michigan, the pressure they're putting on right now is very impressive. I know it's early 2 plays in, but they are coming out hungry.
They're going to go 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen here for a 3rd and 10. As Auburn going to end up taking a shot downfield, has a receiver into EMU territory, is Ellis Buddy.
Yeah, and Auburn under all kinds of pressure on that one. I was very shocked he was able to get the throw off, but he did. It was a great throw, really perfect on the money for his receiver. The strong safety lock did all he could to try to catch up.
Ellis Buddy with his first catch, and this one going to get this one down to the 36-yard line of EMU as Albert going to once again take to the air, and this one is almost picked off as Pedro Rogers knocks it away.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's not really a smart throw. So far, Auburn has not made the best of throws.
He's going to have a 2nd and 10 now as Sailor Sage is going to come in motion on this one. She's going to be left in the block as Albert fires this one over to the sidelines. Has a receiver, Nolan Ellis, for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a big play. 3rd down and 5 is a lot easier for this team compared to what it was.
3rd and 5, like you said. Albert trying to find somewhere to go. Going to take a shot downfield. Has a receiver open. That's going to be Gavin Lucier for a 31-yard Toledo touchdown.
What a play. Albert's probably the best throw of the night so far. Able to get the big-time play and the touchdown.
Yeah, and Albert, like you said, a little shaky on that drive, but able to hit 2 big throws on that. As Toledo able to find themselves in the end zone in less than a minute here. As you see the drive result right there, 6 plays, 63 yards, only 46 seconds as the extra point that is up and good. It is 7-0 Toledo over EMU early on in this one.
And there is the league's best mascot. It's the Rocket, man. I love that mascot. Maybe we'll see him dance a lot tonight.
And, I totally have no bias in this, as I totally agree with you on that one, as EMU is set to get the ball for the first time in this game. They'll do it by trailing 7 here. They're going to get a nice return by Jonathan Blanton up to about the 35-yard line. We're going to see Greg Cooksey and Chef Wyatt come out here for this EMU offense as they look to work out of the pistol on this one. Cooksey sees pressure in his face, able to get rid of it, and he's going to end up going to Blanton for a 3-yard gain.
I've got a feeling Blanton and Cooksey, we're going to see a lot of them tonight. I mean, these two, they're going to have to rely on each other. Cooksey needs some help out there to be able to eat up this secondary of Toledo.
Connected 20 times coming into this game for 238 yards and 1 touchdown. Cooksey and Blanton. One catch for 3 yards to start out here as they'll have a 2nd and 7 upcoming. They're going wide receiver screen on this one. Able to break some tackles, making his way up to midfield is Xavi Thomas.
And Thomas couldn't keep his footing. Thomas had a lot more yards to go if he could have stayed upright.
They'll now have a 1st and 10 now from midfield. They're going to go trips to the top of your screen here as they once again go wide receiver screen on this one. Not as successful. Jay Bridges only going to pick up 2 on the play.
I mean, but when you go to the screens, it's really risky. Cooksey so far making the most of it.
Devontae Jackson making the stop on that play as it'll be 2nd and 8 now. Cooksey going to drop back. The pressure going to get to him, but he gets it off to Chef Wyatt out the backfield, but they say it's a gain of 0.
Over on Twitch, Kentucky, a 76-yard touchdown pass to take the early lead. 7-0, 6:26 left in the first.
They're going to rock trips to the top of your screen here on 3rd and 8. Cooksey trying to find somewhere to go with it. Just gets it off before taking the sack, but it's going to fall right to the turf, and that's going to bring up 4th and 8 for EMU.
And EMU will be forced to punt early, and it's going to give Toledo a chance to come out after a great offensive drive in the first possession.
Depending on the punt here, most likely going to back them up as it's angled to the corner. And looking at a possible for the brand moment here as we wait to see the results. And this one goes out of bounds inside the 1-yard line. So Toledo backed up to start this drive as they're going to work with a singular tight end back there. They're going to send her in motion as Albert going to try and roll out. Gets rid of this pass, able to get some yards as well with it. That's going to Nolan Ellis for 13 yards.
What a play. Albert almost run out of bounds and almost got hit, and then makes that happen. Impressive.
Absolutely. You got to think the confidence from that touchdown throw allowed that play to happen as Kretzer going to get his first carry in this one. He's going to end up losing 2 yards on the play as Axel Holgerson gets him down in the backfield.
And look, Eastern Michigan, if they can get a stop here and force a punt, they've got an opportunity at some great field position. 2nd down and 12. I expect a lot of pressure coming from EMU.
As they're going to work out of the pistol here. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Sailor Sage going to split out now. Going to give him a 2x2 set. Kretzer going to get the handoff going up the middle on this one. Gets some blocks, cuts it back, and he's going to find his way going for 29 yards on that play.
Well, that block was amazing. Vinny, I mean, I have several blocks. A pancake, that's number 19. Buddy there with several big plays.
Yeah, Buddy, Sailor Sage, all getting pancakes on that play, looking for some syrup on the sidelines for them as they're going to come out with 12 personnel on this one. Sailor Sage going to be the lone tight end going in motion as they go play fake to Kretzer this time. Albert trying to find somewhere to go with it. Going to take a shot downfield. Has Sailor Sage breaking off a tackle, and she's going to find herself barreling down inside the 15 with a gain of 48 on the play.
What a nice play. Sage, great catch, great focus. Catches the ball, gets down the sideline, just completely runs right past Holzgren, the linebacker, and charges down and bulldozes another defender.
Yeah, and Axel Holgerson, 6'1", 245, sophomore out of Copenhagen, Denmark. Not an easy guy to make miss, and he's also great in coverage. So give Sage all the credit for getting the separation and getting the extra yards as well, as Samuel Sutton going to get the carry going for 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, 2nd down and 8 in the red zone here. This could be a huge Toledo opportunity to go up 2 possessions.
They're going to go 2 receivers to the top of your screen as Kretzer's back there in the backfield. 1 receiver is going to come in motion. That's going to be Buddy. As Albert doesn't like what he sees, tries to escape the rush, but he's going to run right into it as he takes a sack on that play.
Holgerson right there, the linebacker. Great job getting penetration, breaking free from the block and just coming in. What a great job. A tackle. It's going to make it a long 3rd down. And right now, Eastern Michigan's going to try to walk away, forcing a field goal.
Got to get inside the 2-yard line to pick up a 1st down here. As you see, no safety back there for EMU, so they're going to look to be aggressive on this play. As Albert drops back, he's going to fire this one to his receiver. Going to hold on through the contact is Gavin Lucier for a 13-yard gain, and they say it's enough for a 1st down.
Lucier, great job holding on to that, Vinny. He was hit immediately. We see a lot of guys drop those, but not Lucier.
Dual tight ends here for Toledo as Albert going to keep it on the read option. He's going to walk himself in as Toledo strikes once more. It is now 13-0 over EMU, pinning that extra point.
Yeah, Albert wide open, walked right in like you mentioned. The defense completely bit on the read option. Albert, a great job pulling the ball back and getting the touchdown.
8 plays, 96-yard drive for Toledo on that one. I mean, actually, I believe that was a 99-yard drive because they started all the way back at the 1-yard line on that one because EMU had the for the brand moment right there. Regardless, Toledo finding themselves in the end zone once more, extending it 14-0 over EMU. And David, what do you think Cooksey and crew need to do on this drive to get right back in it?
I mean, they're going to have to convert and get some first downs. I'm telling you, it's going to be a long game if they continually have to punt and allow this Toledo offense to just march downfield. This EMU defense will get tired. It's going to be critical if they get a lengthy drive.
EMU did move across midfield on that last drive as Cooksey's going to throw this one over everybody's head and to the sidelines.
I think he had a friend on the sidelines there that he owed a game ball to, so that's what that was.
NIL money for whoever was on the sidelines getting that ball as they go trips to the top of your screen here. Cooksey drops back. He's going to dump it off to Chef Wyatt across the middle, who's going to make his way for 7 yards and make this a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
That's the safety, Benny Trill, with the tackle. Good job coming up and closing off the missed tackle from Jackson.
Yeah, like you said, Benny Trill and Justin Ballard right there to make the tackle. The two leaders of tackles on this Toledo team as they'll have a 3rd and 3 now. EMU going to go with an empty set here, 5 wideouts across the fold as Chef Wyatt goes in motion. They're going to have 4 receivers to the top of your screen. Go wide receiver screen on that. Wyatt's going to fight his way for 2 yards, but they'll stay short of that first down marker.
Here we go. A score update over on Twitch, Vinny. West Virginia 3 to Kentucky 7. 4:08 left in the first.
I think one thing that people really didn't notice too well on that play was Autry Findall came from his defensive lineman spot to make that tackle out there on the edge on Chef Wyatt. And that's really what forced that stop right there when we look at the numbers for Toledo. 138 yards already through the air. So they're going to have nice field position on this one. They start at their own 44-yard line. As we see Albert and crew going to work with 21 personnel on this one. 2 tight ends. One of them is going to come in motion. Both of them going to be on the right of the formation here. They hand it off to Kretzer, going to the right side, cuts it back to the middle, able to pick up 6 yards.
And I believe this is a critical drive for Eastern Michigan. I believe if you go down 3 possessions, it's going to be really hard to overcome with the way the offense is sputtering. They're going to have to make a stop here.
2x2 set out of the pistol here. Albert going to fire this one across the middle. As a receiver, breaking tackles is Ellis Buddy as he goes for 8 yards.
Well, Holgerson, the middle linebacker, we called his name a couple times. He came up and decked him and just laid him out. It was a nice hit.
Yeah, you never want to meet Axel Holgerson across the middle. He can lay some lumber here. Toledo looking to set up a halfback screen. Kretzer not going to escape the tackle. He's going to end up losing 2 and backing it up to a 2nd and 12.
As defensive tackle, I believe Chase Matthews there. Great job coming off the line and getting that tackle and the 2-yard loss. A defensive tackle out that far on the sideline, that's a pretty hard thing to see on a regular basis.
Yeah, Chase Matthews, the senior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, showing off his athleticism, getting there on the outside of the formation here as Albert going to try and take to the air once more on 2nd and 12. He's going to launch this, has a receiver downfield, coming down with the catch and a touchdown is Lucier once more.
Yeah, wow, Lucier, a nice reception. Lucier blew by every single defender. And the Rocket Man dancing again. We see the robot. What a touchdown pass.
Absolutely. Big play once more here for Lucier. He's got 2 touchdowns in this first quarter for Toledo as we await the extra point. Currently, it's a 3-score game regardless. Just determines on the amount of lead as it is up and through. 21-0 Toledo over EMU with 2:45 left to play in the first quarter. And David, you don't want to say that a team's starting to pull away early, but EMU, it feels like they have to do something on this drive before it starts to get out of hand.
I mean, a kick six would be a great way to try to get momentum back, but you can't do that when you kneel it. So I was trying to spark some life into him, okay?
Hey, well, this offense can use all the sparks that they need as we see 8 plays, only 26 yards, and the 1 first down. Nearly 200 yards less than Toledo. However, Toledo has had one more drive than this EMU offense. So this could be the drive that gets them going as we see them come out here with trips to the top of your screen. Cooksey going to fire it to the sidelines once more.
Score update over on Twitch. West Virginia, another field goal now trail Kentucky 7-6 with 1:59 left in the first quarter.
It's going to be a 2-by-2 set here on 2nd and 10 for EMU. Looks like they were trying to go halfback screen, but unable to do anything. Cooksey just got to get rid of it.
And he just floats the pass up there. It looks like Cooksey's under a lot of pressure. He's having a hard time going through his progressions.
Defensive line getting through there quick as they're 0 of 2 on 3rd downs in this one. And it's going to be broken up by Benny Trill as that brings up a quick 3-and-out for EMU.
And that is exactly what EMU did not want to do. They needed to give their defense a rest. They're already been worked really hard and exposed already.
As we see here, Toledo going to start in EMU territory as Hashimoto with a 17-yard punt return on that one. Able to get a quick strike in the end zone to Lucier, his second one of this game on their previous drive. Now they're going to come out with a 2 tight end set here out of the shotgun as they look to change the play at the line. Albert trying to find somewhere to go with it. Has a receiver along the left side. That's going to go to Chris Leone for 20 yards.
Leone did a great job after catching the ball, lowering the shoulder, knocking the defender over to be able to gain momentum of his body and at least move forward another yard.
Leone, the hybrid tight end fullback for this Toledo offense, his first catch in this one. As we see the numbers right there, 7 first downs to the 1 that EMU has. Toledo inside the 25 now with trips to the bottom of your screen. Albert going to launch it into the end zone and just past his receiver.
Albert overthrew that for sure. Look, he's got to be careful here. It's 2nd down and 10. You don't want to give Eastern Michigan a chance to take the momentum.
They go with that dual tight end set out the shotgun once more here as they go play fake. Blitz is picked up. Albert's got a receiver. That's Chris Leone for 18 yards. Can't keep his feet in bounds, but it'll set up a 1st and goal situation.
That's frustrating. Your quarterback knows he has his receiver wide open, and he just can't stay in bounds.
As we see, once already inside the red zone, able to punch it in here. As they go trips out of the pistol for this one, looking to throw it. Fires it to Kretzer out the backfield. He's going to end up putting it on the ground, and that's going to be recovered by EMU.
Well, that's what they needed. They needed a play to happen. They needed a stop on defense. Now, can they take that energy from forcing the turnover in the red zone? Can Greg Cooksey come out and get something going offensively and get some points on the board?
And when you need a play to be made by your defense, you look to your leaders to do it. That's exactly what Axel Holgerson is. He's going to force that fumble now. However, EMU, they are backed up at their own end, looking to come out with quads to the top of your screen to start out here as they're going to try and get pressure on him, and he's going to have to throw this one away.
A quick score update over on Twitch. Kentucky with the touchdown to take the lead, but on the kickoff, a 97-yard kick 6 for 80 power. It is now 13-14, Kentucky over West Virginia.
2nd and 10 upcoming now for EMU as they're going to hand it off to Chef White. He's got a crease, able to make his way for 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd down 1. That was a nice run by White. They haven't used him. That's the first carry of the night. It's going to give Greg Cooksey a little bit of room, but they've got to convert this 1st down.
Have yet to convert a 3rd down in this game. It's only a 3rd and 1 here. Cooksey going to fire this one to the sidelines. Has a receiver, Jay Bridges, for 5 yards and a 1st down for EMU.
And that's a little bit too close to comforter for your EMU. You've got to give your receiver the ball in bounds a little bit better.
The big thing was that they picked up that 1st down as now they have a 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. Cooksey going to take a shot downfield. Has a diving Jay Bridges for 30 yards on that play, getting into Toledo territory.
What a catch by Bridges. A diving play. That's one that you want to be able to see on a highlight reel.
Absolutely. Great play right there. But, I mean, you also got to think maybe if he gets a little bit of air under that, Jay Bridges could still be running. Regardless, EMU picking up first down after first down on this drive as they go quads to the top of your screen once more. Fires it over, and that's going to be broken up by Gaff Hudson.
Over on Twitch in the last 45 seconds, Kentucky has 2 touchdowns. West Virginia has 1. It's 21-13 with 29 seconds left in the first.
Trips to the top of your screen here as Cooksey going to fire it across the middle, has a receiver. That's Jonathan Blanton, goes for 9 yards, bringing up another 3rd and 1 on this drive.
Yeah, look, an opportunity to convert again. This is the best drive of the night for Greg Cooksey in this offense. They've got to continue just hammering away one play at a time until they start getting some points on the board.
As we look, 1 of 4 on 3rd downs, converted their last one here. They're going to go 2 running backs in the backfield on this one. Cooksey going to fire it out to one of them, and he's going to end up shoving a man out the way. Bradley Larson with 8 yards on that catch.
And another first down. This is positive momentum for Eastern Michigan. They force a turnover. Now they've converted 2 3rd downs on this drive, and they are approaching the red zone.
Absolutely the drive that this offense has needed here as they once again go with that 2 halfback look. Cooksey fires it across the middle, has a receiver able to make his way up inside the 20 as Blanton goes for 15 yards on the play.
Another first down. This is a really good drive. This Eastern Michigan team, if this would have been the offense that showed up from the get-go, I think this game is much closer. But right now they have to capitalize, Vinny. They've got to get a touchdown here with the way this offense is going. And then that's going to give this team a lot of confidence.
And you got to like the mentality of this offense, too. They didn't come out here thinking, hey, let's get this back in one play. They've methodically moved the ball down the field here as they look to go empty with the running back coming out of the backfield. Cooksey fires it over to his receiver, unable to hang on to the pass, though, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
And that was a touchdown, Vinny, if that receiver holds on to it.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Had plenty of green grass in front of him. Regardless, it's now 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Cooksey fires across the middle, has a receiver, Zabby Thomas, going for 8 yards, and that'll be the final play of this first quarter as Toledo jumping up early, 21-0 over Eastern Michigan. Don't go nowhere because you're watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports on YouTube. As we are back for 2nd quarter action. 2's up in chat, everybody. It is 3rd and 2 for this Eastern Michigan offense here. 2 of 5. Both those conversions came on this drive. They're going to go bubble screen to Zabby Thomas, going to fight his way into the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown.
That is an excellent drive for Greg Cooksey in this Eastern Michigan offense. What a way to go downfield, get 3 first downs, and then the touchdown pass after your defense forces a turnover. That is the response you needed. Now your defense got some rest. We're going to come out fired up because the offense scored and they forced a turnover on the last possession.
Absolutely. A lot of momentum now for this EMU team. They just got to capitalize it here as Hashimoto is going to field this one in the end zone, make his way out to about the 30-yard line. And we'll see this Toledo offense move the ball well last drive, just came away with a turnover in the red zone.
Yeah, that fumble was big. Let's see how Toledo responds.
Gonna made it a 4-possession game. Instead, it is only a 2-possession game as Kretzer gonna get the handoff. They've given him the confidence to go right back to him after that fumble. He's gonna get 3 yards on that play, as you see, averaging 9 yards a carry in this one.
And that's smart. Look, he had a bad play the last possession. Give him that confidence back. Let him regain his composure.
2 receivers to the bottom of your screen on this one. Buddy going to come in motion here for Toledo as Albert going to take a shot downfield, has his receiver across midfield. That's going to be Buddy, who goes for 24 yards, getting us down inside the 45-yard line.
And he's already got 3 catches for 60 yards. Huge performance already. We're early in the 2nd quarter, and he's already over, the half a century mark on receiving yards.
Yeah, and I really like the play design there by Toledo. They run Buddy on a C route. He's all the way at the edge, but that C route forces the DB to come back to the inside and leave him the separation on the outside. And Sage is wide open, but Albert just overthrows her.
And that's a tough play, but you know what? 2nd down and 10. Albert's got a lot of confidence right now.
Second and 10 now as they come out with a 2x2 set out of the pistol. Albert going to fire it across the middle. Has Buddy, who can't hold on to this one, and that's quickly going to bring up a 3rd and 10 now.
Well, that cross route across the middle was a perfect opportunity to expose the defense. Unfortunately, Buddy couldn't hold on.
3rd and 10 now as Sailor Sage is going to go in motion. There's going to be 3 receiving targets on the top of the screen. Albert going to take a shot downfield, has a receiver. That's going to be Nolan Ellis as he goes his way 42 yards for a Toledo touchdown.
3 passing touchdowns already for Albert. In the last game, we saw the quarterback, Carey, have 9 touchdowns. These MAC quarterbacks are showing out tonight.
Absolutely, having himself a first half to remember, almost up to 300 yards in this one, as well as Toledo once again a 3-score lead for them, 28-7 over Eastern Michigan. Still 8 minutes to go before halftime, David. Plenty of time, and we saw this Eastern Michigan offense finally find themselves a drive the previous one.
Yeah, we did, and it was a great job. Cooksey did a good job using what was given to him and cutting open the gaps.
They're going to come out in the pistol full house look. 3 running backs in the backfield as this one is nearly intercepted by Jackson Vernal. Probably wishes he would get another chance at that because that was probably 6.
It was. Cooksey's got to play smarter than that. Coming into the game, 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's got to be smarter with the ball.
Trips to the bottom of your screen on this one. It's a stick concept here as they throw it over to Michael Kane, able to pick up 14 yards and a first down here for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, that's a nice play, like you said. And, you know, the last drive, they had 3 first down. They're really starting to get a little bit more comfortable on offense.
Trips to the top of your screen on this one for Eastern Michigan. As Cooksey doesn't like what he sees, and he'll throw this one out of bounds. The pressure is starting to get to him.
And that almost could have been intentional grounding. No receiver around. He was still in the danger zone.
5 receivers in the fold here for Eastern Michigan. Zabby Thomas going to come down with the catch, sheds 1 tackle, ends up taking a hit though, does pick up 6 yards and brings it to a little bit more manageable 3rd down.
Thomas with 4 receptions, including the touchdown catch on the last drive, really helping his quarterback out.
3 of 6 on 3rd down. All 3 conversions came on the previous drive. Cooksey can't get rid of it, does just get rid of it before he takes the sack, but it falls right to the ground.
Yeah, wow, what a defensive play to force the punt. Toledo already up by 3 scores will get the ball back with the opportunity to extend it to 4.
As this punt is going to angle its way to the sidelines. I don't think it's a for the brand moment this time, though, as Toledo is going to get the ball at about the 30-yard line where their offense once again going to see the field. Able to score on 4 of their first 5 drives. The only time they didn't score, they fumbled it inside the 10-yard line as Albert gives it to Kretzer to start out this drive. He's going to make his way forward for a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, every single drive Toledo's gone downfield and had a lot of success, minus the 1 fumble.
Working out of a 12 personnel package, 2 running backs in the backfield on this one. Buddy going to come in motion on here this one. Kretzer going to get the handoff, able to put his shoulder down, run through a few people, make his way for 6 yards as they say it'll be a 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. Kretzer doing a great job, really helping his quarterback out tonight, making a lot of plays.
Yet to be stopped on 3rd down, 4 of 4 in this one. Only got to get 1 yard as they go read option here. Albert going to put his head forward as he makes his way across midfield with a 13-yard gain on that one.
You know, after he had the first down, though, he still cut inside and wanted more. I love the aggression. I love his willingness to sacrifice his body for his team.
You know, I'm the complete opposite way of that when it comes to quarterbacks. I would like to see them be smart, get down, don't risk a fumble here as they go wide receiver screen to Lucier on this one. He's going to end up losing a yard on the play.
Yeah, he did, and that was, Lucier. He caught it right away, but unfortunately, the defense all over him. Great job, just solid fundamental tackling. Sometimes it seems like, the target's right there and you just want to hit too hard and then you miss the tackle. So good fundamental tackling by EMU.
That'll now bring up a 2nd and 11 here for this Toledo offense as Albert going to try and take to the air once more. Has a receiver along the outside. Nolan Ellis is going to hang on through the contact for 4 yards, but still a 3rd and semi-long.
I'm not for sure how he caught that, Vinny. That was a heck of a catch.
Nolan Ellis, the senior out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Reliable hands for this Toledo offense. As this one's fired across the middle to Sailor Sage, fighting her way inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. 39 yards as Sailor Sage with 2 catches, up to 87 yards in this game.
I mean, just the casual 43.5 yards of catch. I mean, nothing big to that, right? Sage has been phenomenal for this offense. I mean, when we're getting over 40 yards of catch, that really makes the defense focus on you to try to eliminate that. And when that happens, other receivers wind up open.
Again, going back to Sage, you look at the numbers for this Toledo offense. When she has over 100 receiving yards, they win the game. As Kratzer right here going to get the carry, but this EMU defense swarming on him, forcing a 3-yard loss on that play.
Score update over on Twitch. West Virginia with the touchdown. Now trail Kentucky 21-20 with 4:16 left in the first half.
They're going to rock 2 running backs in the backfield here for this one. Albert doesn't like what he sees, gets rid of it early, as that brings up a 3rd and goal, and it's going to be a 3rd and long as well.
It is, and this is a big play for Eastern Michigan. They need to try to force either a turnover or make sure they only get a field goal.
6 of 6 on 3rd downs here as Albert fires this one to the back of the end zone, and his receiver unable to come down with it, as that will bring up 4th and goal.
And that is a victory for Eastern Michigan, forcing a field goal.
27-yard field goal now for kicker Vinny Trill. Missed one on the season last week. This one is up, and it's good, as Toledo extends their lead 31-7 over Eastern Michigan with just over 5 minutes to play in this first half. And David, what does this EMU offense have to do on this drive?
Well, you know, the last 2 drives, Greg Cooksey has done a fantastic job getting the ball around. We've seen Blandon have a couple big plays. Bridges has had that diving catch. It was beautiful. I think Cooksey just needs to focus, get through his progressions, and make the plays.
As Cooksey's going to fire this one over to the right side. Has a receiver unable to hang on to it, though. Most likely would have been a 1st down.
Yeah, I think it would have been a 1st down. And look, your offense is struggling, and you're the quarterback. That hurts. You have to help your quarterback out. You have to hold on to those.
100% agree. It's a 2-way street, quarterback receiver. The pressure getting to Cooksey. He's got to get rid of it, and that's going to bring up a quick 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and you know that gets in the quarterback's head. Like, look, I'm making my throws, and they're not catching it. That's not going to allow your team to move downfield.
Yeah, you combine that with the pass rush as well. I mean, Eastern Michigan got to help their quarterback out here, as they will, in fact. Michael Kane going to hold on through the contact as he goes for 18 yards and an Eastern Michigan 1st down.
Yeah, absolutely. A great play right there. And Cooksey under pressure. The blitz came. He got hit. He stayed in the pocket to deliver a perfect pass to Kane. 18-yard reception, closing in on midfield.
As we see, they have a 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. Going halfback draw to Chef Wyatt. He's going to find his way going for 6 yards before Devontae Jackson brings him down.
I think that was a fantastic play, Vinny. I don't think the defense saw it coming. And Wyatt with a 6-yard carry.
100% agree with you on that. Devontae Jackson had to come from the opposite side of the field to make the tackle, as this one's fired across the middle to a wide open receiver making his way down into Toledo territory. Michael Kane with a 1st down.
Yeah, 2nd big catch of the possession for Kane. Right now, him and Cooksey have something special going.
Devontae Jackson making a lot of tackles early, his 6th one in this game. This one's fired over to Chef White, who holds on through the contact from Justin Ballard.
I mean, I'm not for sure how he held on to it. That was a big-time hit. As soon as his body got just a little momentum to turn upfield, it was getting leveled and knocked backwards. White did a great job protecting the football.
Wyatt with very reliable hands out the backfield has 32 catches coming into this game, as they work with 2 running backs out the backfield here on 2nd and 5. Thrown across the middle. Aaron Castleberry, the transfer from Toledo, able to get his 1st catch in this one as he picks up 9.
You know, this game is probably personal to him. Transferring from Toledo, playing it as his former stadium. He wants to make big things happen.
Devontae Jackson's 7th tackle in this game. This one's going to be fired across the middle, but Cooksey a little off target on that play.
And that's 100% on Cooksey. He had a receiver on the slant going in, and he just missed it.
They're going to go trips to the bottom of your screen here on 2nd and 10. Cooksey going to float this one to the right side. Has Xavier Thomas fighting his way inside the 10, down to about the 6 as he picks up 21 yards on this.
Xavier Thomas, all his receptions, he has really shown some power once he catches it. Multiple stiff arms we've seen tonight. I mean, just fighting off defenders. And that was a nice stiff arm. And it took 3 defenders to help get him down.
Yeah, Xavier Thomas, the freshman out of Little Rock, Illinois, has definitely been a force for this Eastern Michigan offense here in the first half. As Cooksey is going to try and run up the field with it, he's going to find himself in the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, nice run, Cooksey. Doing a good job. He sees what's up. There's nothing there. The gap wide open. The safety playing back, expecting a pass. So Cooksey said, all right, I'll run. And a touchdown for Eastern Michigan.
And they're going to try and go for 2 here to make it a 16-point ball game. As Cooksey finds Castleberry for the catch. As that's going to put Eastern Michigan up to 15 points, trailing Toledo by 16. It's 31-15 with 3:13 left to go in the first half.
Very interesting strategy. I think that shows that EMU is kind of very concerned, and they want to take every opportunity. And hey, we'll get paid off. But I tell you what, there's not many times you're going to see in the first half going for a 2-point conversion when the game is still so relatively close.
Yeah, I agree with you a little bit on that, but at the same time, I don't think you really lose much there if you don't convert the 2-point conversion, because it would have stayed a 3-possession game either way. So, I mean, the math, it's really a 50-50 to me, whether you go for it or not on that one. Regardless, Toledo here only a 16-point lead now, as Albert going to try and find somewhere to go with it. Going to stumble his way for 5 yards on the play.
And that little stutter step might have cost him a few yards, but nonetheless, he got 5 yards, 2nd down and 5. Very, very smart play.
2nd and 5 now from the 30-yard line. They're going to go trips to the top of your screen on this one. Hand it off to Kretzer, who has nowhere to go. He'll end up losing 4 yards on that play. Anthony Simmons firing from that defensive end spot.
Wiping out most of the yards that Albert gained on the previous play. Now 3rd down and 9. I tell you what, Eastern Michigan would love to force a punt here.
Anthony Simmons, 2 tackles for loss in this game. It'll be a 3rd and 9 here for Toledo. They're going to try and air it out deep down the field. It's going to be knocked away by K.O. Locke.
Oh, what a great play. They're probably going to be better off that he didn't pick it off. But, wow, Eastern Michigan forcing a 3-and-out.
We find out that Toledo does, in fact, have a punter as he makes his first appearance in this game. It's going to give Eastern Michigan pretty nice field position as they will start up at about the 40-yard line with the return by Michael Kane.
A quick score update over on Twitch. Kentucky 28-20, 45 seconds left in the first half.
2-by-2 set to start out this drive here for Eastern Michigan with 2:22 left to go in the first half as well. Jeff White going to come out of the backfield in motion, make a catch along the sidelines for 2 yards, 2s all around, as that'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and really White's got to be smarter, and and Greg Cooksey's got to do a better job leading his receiver.
Pistol set here with 2 running backs in the backfield. Cooksey going to fire it across the middle. Has a receiver sitting in some space. That's Jonathan Blanton, goes for 9 yards, and they say a 1st down as well.
And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but Eastern Michigan gets the ball to start the second half. How big would it be for a touchdown on this possession?
Would be huge here for this Eastern Michigan team, as this one's fired across the middle, fighting his way for 14 yards is Jonathan Blanton.
Well, that's a big-time pickup. Now, if I'm Eastern Michigan, they're having some success moving the ball. I would not rush it too much with all 3 timeouts left.
After that rocky start for Cooksey, he's up over 200 passing yards here in this first half, as he's going to fire this one out of bounds, as that brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he threw the ball away. You don't want to lose any yards. You're on the borderline of a field goal. You want to make sure you at least walk away with some points.
2nd and 10 now from the 35-yard line. Cooksey trying to maneuver in the pocket, doesn't see anything, fires it over to Wyatt, who's going to fight his way for 5 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 5.
Look at the heart of Wyatt, dragging a defender for 5 yards to make this a very manageable 3rd down and relatively much easier field goal.
Yeah, Wyatt caught that behind the line of scrimmage, so a big fight for him as this one's fired across the middle. It's going to be fumbled, though, but Eastern Michigan able to get back on top of it.
Oh, that's a dangerous play. Luckily, Eastern Michigan was able to recover. 114, they did take a timeout. Kind of interesting.
Devontae Jackson, 11 tackles in this first half, as this one's fired over to Castleberry, who finds his way into the end zone with a 17-yard touchdown.
Another score update on Twitch. 2 seconds left in the first half. Kentucky with another touchdown, up 31-20.
Extra point is up and good. We have ourselves a 9-point ball game in this one, as Toledo only leads it 31-22 now with 1:11 left to play in the first half. But they do have all 3 timeouts. And David, do you think they go aggressive here at the end?
I mean, I think the way that Auburn's played the entire game, and what a return we have here. I think with that return from Hashimoto, I think they have to go aggressive at this point. Auburn's got several deep passes. They've been able to expose the secondary. The receivers have been able to create a lot of separation. I think they have to attack, knowing that Eastern Michigan gets the ball to start the second half.
1:04 left to go in the first half. Kretschmer's going to get the carry. He's going to end up losing 2 yards, and Toledo going to have to burn a timeout early on this drive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're going to go to the run game in this kind of situation. Very questionable call, in my opinion.
2nd and 12 now, as they have to go 62 yards to find the end zone. Albert going to take a shot downfield, has a receiver holding on to it inside the 20-yard line on that play. Big pickup.
And why are they calling a timeout with 56 seconds left?
Your guess is as good as mine. Only the head coach knows his decisions, as Albert goes play action on this one. Going to dump it off to a running back out the backfield. That's Samuel Sutton for 9 yards on that play.
Defense stopping the first down for now, though. Good tackle.
They're going to work under center on this one as Albert drops back, takes a deep drop in the pocket. He's going to fire this one through the uprights, but that's going to count for 0 points, though.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to create 3 points or what, but hey, look, 3rd down and 1. If Eastern Michigan can stop him here, that's another huge moral victory.
Only 1 yard to go here on this 3rd down. Got to get down to the 9. Albert scans in the pocket. Going to fire it to the opposite side of the field. It's going to be knocked away by Ronald Bennett, bringing up a 4th and 1.
Wow, incredible. Eastern Michigan on the last 2 drives have been really able to shut down the Toledo when it matters the most.
As the kick by Trill is up and through. Toledo extends the lead to a 12-point game, though. Eastern Michigan got 30 seconds and 2 timeouts. David, if you were the coach, would you go aggressive on this shot?
Oh, you're absolutely right. You get the ball, start the second half, you've got nothing to lose at this point. You're down 12 points. If you can walk away, get downfield, even if you manage a field goal, that can change the whole momentum.
They're going to try and set up halfback screen on this one. Wyatt going to shed 1 tackle and be forced out of bounds after a pickup of 4.
Well, I like that he got out of bounds. The clock stopped and saves them their 2 timeouts.
Yeah, nothing wrong with running halfback screen on there. You think maybe if you can break one, try and go aggressive here, but Cooksey going to fire it to the sidelines. They're going to say he's inbounds after an 18-yard pickup.
I think we might see a review. I did not think he was inbounds at all.
Yeah, maybe the refs, the white on white got them a little off target on there. But as of right now, we are going to get a coach's challenge on this one here. 20 seconds left to go in the half. As we look here, Blanton on the sidelines. The ball is in his hands. It looks to me like he's out of bounds on that one, David.
Yeah, the ball's still moving when his toes touching out of bounds.
The ruling on the field is reversed.
As they will, in fact, say it is reversed. Incomplete pass on that one. Bringing up a 3rd and 6 now. 5 of 9 on 3rd downs. Definitely a better second quarter for this offense. As Cooksey going to fire this one across the middle. Has a receiver, but it's going to be knocked away. And that'll bring up 4th down now for EMU.
Yeah, at 4th down. And look, why not go for it? I'd go for it. It's just me. I like to play aggressively.
I don't know, the way that Toledo offense has been able to push downfield if they need it. I don't think this would be the time to go for it. Maybe try and back them up. I mean, Toledo, though, they do have that one timeout in 9 seconds. A chance here to get a deep pass and maybe get into field goal range.
I mean, is it 30 yards any different than 70 yards when you got Albert throwing the way he is?
55 yards away from the end zone right now. As Albert gonna take a shot downfield, has a receiver, beat the secondary. Nolan Ellis gonna find his way for a 56-yard touchdown strike right here before halftime.
What a play. Just when Eastern Michigan was really getting some momentum going in their favor, they looked like they were gonna try to make this a closer game. It was a 9-point game at one point, and now Albert and this Toledo offense rolling all over again, and a huge play with 2 seconds left in the first half. That's both of our 8:30 games having a touchdown in 2 seconds.
With the extra point that is up and good by Trill, it is a 41-22 ball game just like that. 2 seconds to go in the second half. I mean, a lot of things can still happen here. The kick that is underway, Eastern Michigan will return it. Most likely the last play here of this first half. Blanton only able to get 25 yards. An exciting finish, David, to that first half. I mean, break it down for us. What about that first half action?
We saw Albert doing really good reading the defense. He was able to expose the secondary, and we saw a lot of distance between the wide receivers for Toledo and the secondary for Eastern Michigan. And pretty much every throw that Albert made downfield was a solid one. We're seeing the highlights here. Several huge plays, including that last one with 2 seconds left, a 55-yard touchdown pass. It's really just about great vision, going through his reads, and seeing the mismatches and able to take advantage of it. Now, for Eastern Michigan and Greg Cooksey, the second quarter was a really good quarter. He did a lot better job. They converted more third downs. They looked like a good offense. Just unfortunately, at the end of the day, they were not able to keep pace, with Toledo. I don't think they're set to be in a shootout like Toledo's trying to do.
Yeah, we look at the numbers from the first half right there. 440 passing yards on the game for Albert to the 248. And like you said, it was really a difference of that first quarter to that second quarter, because Eastern Michigan, they put up 22 points in that second quarter. It was just that they were already down 21 when they had started to climb back into that game. The turnover for Toledo was really, I believe, that turning point, because they had a chance right there to make it a 4-possession game. Eastern Michigan capitalized off of that. And, they're going to get the ball to start out here in the second half. David, what do you want to see from this offense to get them rolling?
Well, I mean, Greg Cooksey just needs to settle down, go back to what made him so successful in that second quarter. He was making good throws. He was spreading the ball around. And we saw Chef White get a couple carries, a couple delayed handoffs. I think that's going to help get them going.
As they're going to work out a pistol full house on this one. Go play fake on it. Cooksey trying to find somewhere to go. Going to come back to the right side of the field. Jay Bridges on a comeback route going for 11 yards.
A huge play. Hey, over on Twitch, we do have an update, Vinny. Kentucky 38, West Virginia 20, 6:30 left in the third quarter.
Trips to the top of your screen on this one for Eastern Michigan. Cooksey fires it that way. He's got a receiver, but unable to hold on to it.
And the drop passes are killing EMU's offense right now. Every time they get going, they get a drop pass like that, and that hurts Cook's confidence.
Yeah, you pointed it out in the first half. Got to help your quarterback when he makes those throws just like that, as this one's going to get into Toledo territory as Jonathan Blanton goes for 19 yards.
I like that Cooksey took the shot downfield after that drop pass. We've seen too many drop passes tonight. We really have. And Greg Cooksey not giving up, continuing to trust his receivers, give them opportunity to make a play. And we saw Blanton make the huge catch there.
Devontae Jackson with his 12th tackle on this one from Toledo, just past halftime as well. As Cooksey fires this one across the middle, has a receiver, Jay Bridges, for 10 yards. They'll say inches short of that first down marker, though.
Jay Bridges has had a couple great catches tonight. That diving catch is one of the best I've seen in a while. And this offense is starting to roll again.
They're going to work with an empty set here for Cooksey out of the gun. He's going to fire it to the right side. He's got Nate Sneer going for 3 yards and a first down.
Yeah, I just don't know why they're playing the sidelines like that right now when they had some more room and they're down so much.
Well, you know, there's a broadcaster out there that's probably saying you get 4 yards on every play, you'll always be successful, as this one's going to go for 7 yards across the middle.
I mean, I don't think anyone ever says anything like that.
As that brings up 2nd and 3 now for Eastern Michigan's offense, looking to go empty once more. As Cooksey going to fire it over to the right side. Has Zabby Thomas very effective in the first half. His first catch here goes for 12 yards.
I mean, this has been another great drive by Greg Cooksey. He's really putting together solid number, 32 of 50 passing, finding his receiver.
As they go play fake on this one, fired across the middle once more. Michael Kane with a gain of 7 on that play. And it looks like Cooksey just picking apart the defense by trying to take what they give him.
That's exactly what he's doing. Every little hole he is giving, he is exposing.
2nd and 3 now as they are down to the 6-yard line. This one's going to go bubble screen, only for a gain of 1 to Nate Sneer.
Sneer looked like he had the edge. That was a great job. I did not see who had the tackle, but that could have been really dangerous for Eastern Michigan.
Looked like the same play design they had to the touchdown to Zabby Thomas in that first half. They'll have a 3rd and 2 here. Got to get to the 4 as this one's just overthrown on his receiver. That'll bring up a 4th and 2.
And I think it's 4-down territory. I don't think you go for a field goal here.
Well, David, Eastern Michigan is not listening to you. They elect to take the field goal here. It is a 22-yarder that is up and through as the lead is once again cut to 16 points. Toledo up 41-25 over Eastern Michigan with 6:38 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, at least they did get some points, but I would have loved to have seen a touchdown. And that's going to be Toledo's responsibility to respond after such a solid, time-consuming drive by Greg Cooksey in Eastern Michigan.
Well, Toledo's going to back themselves up with everybody's favorite call, the clipping, as that'll start them at their own 12-yard line now. Offense definitely backed up on that one. Coach obviously not going to be happy about that as we see his offense. Their first opportunity here as Eastern Michigan wasted 2.5 minutes of clock just on their first drive. Trips to the top of your screen. Albert going to keep it on a read option here, fighting his way for 6 yards.
Albert did a great job. The defense bought the read option all day long. He pulled the ball back, run to his right, got 6 yards. That's a great reading by the quarterback.
Sean T., the freshman out of Miami, Florida, with his tackle on that play for Eastern Michigan. Albert going to go play action, takes a shot downfield. Receiver got some separation, and it's off to the races as Lucier going to find the end zone for the 3rd time in this game. 82-yard strike.
I mean, he's got multiple steps over the defender. We've talked about the separation that Toledo's receivers have been able to create against the secondary, and there was no adjustments. I was hoping Eastern Michigan at halftime would make an adjustment, and they didn't. The safeties are getting burnt, the corners are getting burnt, and right now Albert is exposing it. He's making the throws he needs to make.
And that's going to put Albert over the 500-yard mark, passing Matthew Lemieux for the most passing yards in a game in Toledo history back in season 12. It also passes Bentley Cooper with 5 passing touchdowns back in season 11. He now holds the single game record for yards and touchdowns. So congratulations to Albert as EMU going to get the chance to answer right back. Chef White going to go in motion out of the backfield. They're going to try and dump it off to him on the sidelines. Can't keep his feet in. Does pick up 2 yards though.
Yeah, and that's just not a smart play. You got to be able to catch the ball and turn up field. You can't live on 2-yard plays when you're down by 23.
Yeah, and I think if you get the ball out of your hands a lot quicker, I like the design getting into Chef Wyatt in motion. Just got to get it out quicker. As Cooksey can't find nowhere to go, he'll end up taking a sack here as Goldsmith with his first sack on the season.
Now, that's not what Greg Cooksey and this offense needed. And look at Goldsmith doing a good job just fighting through the block, getting his way to Cooksey and taking him down. Right now, Eastern Michigan going backwards.
And you got to love it when you see both defensive ends. The goal is always to meet at the quarterback, as that's going to bring up a 3rd and 15. EMU going to go empty on this one. Fires it across the middle. Fighting his way for 11 yards is Michael Cain, but takes a shot at the end of that.
Yes, he did. He took a huge shot. Luckily, he held on to it, but unfortunately for Eastern Michigan, a 3-and-out.
As that will, in fact, bring up a 4th down here and 4th and 4. Toledo going to get the ball here. Nice field position for them as they are up across the 45 and still making his way across the 40, 35, 30, and he's going to be brought down inside the 30. Amiri Hashimoto with a 40-yard punt return on that one.
And I believe that was Castleberry with the tackle that saved the touchdown, because I really thought Hashimoto was gone.
I agree with you. I thought it as well. Beautiful touchdown saving tackle there for Eastern Michigan. We look at Lucier right here. 212 yards, 3 touchdowns in this one. As that 212 yards is actually a school record, passing his teammate Nolan Ellis last season. And the 3 touchdowns ties his other teammate Ellis Buddy back last season with 3 as well, as Kretzer's going to get the carry on first down, going for 7 yards.
And they're just outside the PX1 Sports red zone.
2nd and 3 upcoming now for Toledo. They're going to work out of the pistol, handing it off to Kretzer once more. Has a lane, going to find himself down to about the 11-yard line.
A nice run by Kretzer. 11 carry of the night, 52 yards. That's a huge first down. And Toledo can pick up another first down without having to score.
Holgerson having himself another game. 7 tackles in this one. 4 of them have been for losses. Albert going to try and push this one to the sidelines off the read option. He's going to be able to pick up 3 yards.
That was a nice run. It's only 3 yards, but you're in the red zone. You have a huge lead. You don't need to do anything special that's going to allow Eastern Michigan to get the momentum back.
2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Sage is going to come in motion, giving them 3 receivers on that side. It's a speed option here for Albert. Pitches it out to Kretzer, and he's going to find his way walking into the end zone for an 8-yard touchdown.
Now that is a nice option. Albert doing a good job holding on to the ball to the very last second and then pitching it to Kretzer just in time. The huge touchdown. And this game, the score, we're starting to see a lot of separation. Eastern Michigan needs to respond, and they need to respond fast, Vinny. Otherwise, I think this game's going to be over. And I'm going to put it on this drive, and I'm going to be bold enough to say that if Eastern Michigan cannot get some points on this next drive and then get a stop, I'm going to say that the game is over.
Still, I'd have to, you might be onto something there as time's starting to wind down. Still almost half a quarter, though, here in the 3rd quarter as well. We've seen Eastern Michigan able to drive the ball. Last time ended up with a field goal here, as they're going to come out with 2 running backs in the backfield. Cooksey back there with them as well. Going to fire this one across the middle, and that's been working for them the 2nd and 3rd quarter, is those passes across the middle.
Yeah, that zone defense. Cooksey's doing a good job finding those holes and just getting the first downs.
Cooksey getting close to 400 yards in this game. Wouldn't have thought that with the start he had in that 1st quarter, but it's definitely flipped the switch here. This one's fired out to the sidelines. Michael Cain going for 11 yards.
Now that was a very close play, as we see in the chat. That's a tight window. Good job by Cain to get his speed and bounce.
353 yards on the game for Cooksey, as he's going to try and take to the air. Pressure's going to get in his face, and he just decides to get rid of it and live for another play.
And over on Twitch, we got an update. West Virginia with the touchdown. They're now trailing number 13, Kentucky, 45-27 with 39 seconds left in the 3rd.
2nd and 10 now, as this one's going to be fired over to Xavier Thomas, able to break a tackle, runs into his own man, but still breaking tackles as he gets down inside the 35. Xavier Thomas going for 17 yards on that play.
Thomas, a fantastic job. In our last game, we saw the tight end Tank really powerful when he would catch the ball. Xavier Thomas doing the same thing, not wanting to go down. It's taking multiple defenders. He's doing a good job doing exactly what you tell your guys to do. Keep your feet moving.
and he broke a tackle there from Benny Trill and Huey Tran. I mean, that's not two easy guys to break tackles. Those dudes can lay the lumber on that one. Zabby Thomas just fighting all the way as EMU goes quads to the top of your screen. Gonna dump this off to Wyatt, not able to hold on to it as that brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Wyatt should have caught that. He had a little bit of room to run. May not have got the first down, but definitely would have been a short 2nd down.
Once more quads to the top of your screen here as Cooksey sitting in the pocket trying to find somewhere to go. Just gets rid of it. Defender at his feet.
Yeah, and the receiver was out of bounds. Really, just a good job not losing any more position on the field there.
5 of 12 on 3rd downs in this game as Cooksey trying to find somewhere to go. Tries to escape the rush. Can't go anywhere, and he'll end up taking a sack. Goldsmith once more.
Well, and look, give Cooksey credit. The pocket collapsed on him. He shifted around a little bit. I thought he was going to have time to get rid of the ball, but Goldsmith, like you said, great job getting to him and just not allowing him to get the ball out of his hands.
And that's really credit to all phases of that Toledo defense on that play. The coverage on the back end didn't allow anybody to open up, and the pass rush finally finds its way getting home now as that knocks them out of field goal range. They're going to end up kicking this one. I believe we have a for the brand moment once more.
I do believe this is going to be another one, and it is. Wow, what an incredible special teams play.
Eastern Michigan's punter has my vote for special teams player of the week as down inside the 2 this time. Kretzer fighting off tackles at the goal line, able to pick up 1 yard.
Well, Eastern Michigan would love to be able to force a safety here. They've pinned them back a little bit. Auburn is under a lot of pressure, and if Eastern Michigan get that safety, that could alter things.
Absolutely pushes it back to a 4-touchdown game as Leon going to get the carry. He's only able to pick up 4. Gives him a little breathing room here for 3rd and 5.
It does, and don't feel like they've moved the ball much, but giving Albert just a little bit more space could be pivotal.
As they go trips to the top of your screen on this one. Sage going to come in motion. She'll be split out here as Albert just gets rid of it before taking a hit. His receiver's going to come down with it inside the 40, down to the 30, almost at the 25. Here's Ellis Buddy as he goes for 67 yards on the play, getting himself across 100 yards on the game.
Albert, as he's getting hit, does that. 589 yards passing tonight. What a performance by him. Even when he's under pressure, he makes plays like that. As a defense, it's frustrating. Hey, you get pressure, you make the pocket collapse, you're hitting him, and he's still getting 65 yards downfield.
Yeah, Albert's deep passing had been shaky the past 2 weeks. Definitely picked it up this week as Toledo once again marching down the field. But Kretzer going to end up taking a shot on that play.
Yeah, big time shot. And Eastern Michigan took offense to that last play. They're hitting hard. I mean, I really feel like this game, the way Eastern Michigan is fighting, I'm proud of because it's almost like they've been out of it, but yet they continue to make big plays.
Absolutely. Gotta love the fight when a team's down like that and still in it. As Nolan Ellis gets a 6-yard gain here. Gonna pick up a 1st down as well. He's up to 126 on the game.
That score update over on Twitch, 52-27, Kentucky with 8 minutes up.
4 scores here as they're in the red zone for the 6th time in this one. Kretzer going to get the handoff going up the middle. Goes for 4 yards on the play.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, a nice run. And they're eating clock off, eating time off the clock right now. And I think that's going to be really important. They're just wearing Eastern Michigan's defense down.
2 tight ends here as Albert goes play action. Fires it. Had a receiver, but unable to hang on is Chris Leon in the end zone. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah. This is a big-time play here. Look, Eastern Michigan has forced a couple field goals. They would love to stop it here.
Quick shout-out to my man Gene in chat with the most truest statement I've ever seen. Sutton going to get the halfback screen here. Going to end up losing 2, bringing up a 4th and 10 for Toledo.
Yeah, a 4th down and 10. And look, I mean, again, bend but not break. Eastern Michigan in the red zone has stopped Toledo on multiple occasions tonight and limit them to a field goal, and probably is the only reason that this game is still going.
As this will be the 3rd field goal attempt here for Toledo. It'll be a 33-yard attempt that is up. It is through the uprights. Toledo going to extend their lead 58-25 over Eastern Michigan with 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. And David, you got to think this is about the last gasp here for this Eastern Michigan offense.
Yeah, I mean, I believe from here on out, it's 4-down territory. They've got to give it their all here.
As they get a nice return, but this penalty, it's everyone's favorite once again. It's the clipping call going to back them up. They'll start at their own 14-yard line, not the situation you want to be in. David, what do you want to see from this offense this go around?
Look, I think that Greg Cooksey needs to come out and try to get a bomb downfield. Kane's had some big plays, and so's Brannon. I'd try to find one of them on a route downfield.
As Cooksey going to take a shot downfield as well. Has a wide open receiver. Can't get his foot in bounds.
Oh, that is so frustrating.
That's the second time in this game Eastern Michigan's had a chance to push it downfield. Just unable to get him bounds. Pressure right in his face, and Cooksey's receiver not going to hang on to it. Xavier Thomas was the intended target.
Yeah, and that's not what they needed on this drive. Two quick incompletions. They need to try to get a first down.
10 now as Toledo's going to bring the pressure. Cooksey got to get rid of it quick. Fires it over to Blanton. Only able to pick up 7 yards. That'll bring up 4th down. As put those fours up in chat. We're headed to the 4th quarter. Can Toledo hang on? They're up 58-25 over Eastern Michigan. Don't go nowhere. You're watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports on YouTube. As those fours get popping up in chat, it is 4th down now. Eastern Michigan slated to punt this ball back to this Toledo offense as they're looking to start this drive. Fielded at the 43 across midfield already is Hashimoto. Had himself a great game in this return game, as we'll see the Toledo offense for the first time in this quarter.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I think Toledo, they really need to just eat the clock and just take this victory.
As they're going to look to go to the ground on this one. Kretzer going to get 9 yards as he tries to hit a little spin cycle at the end of it, averaging almost 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, I mean, Kretzer's done a really good job in this second half, really picking up some of the workload.
Sage going to split out wide now as they go play fake to Kretzer. They're going to dump it off to Chris Leone, who's going to be able to pick up the first down, as that's a 5-yard gain for him.
Yeah, and that is a first down. And Eastern Michigan, I believe they're giving it everything they got. I just think they're gassed right now.
Absolutely. This Toledo offense, they have been methodical as they move down the field. Also been able to find some quick strikes as well. As we see Albert going to take a shot downfield. His receivers got separation. And once again, it's Lucier for a touchdown.
And Albert, his sixth touchdown pass of the game, over 600 yards. I mean, it's just a free-for-all.
And that's the 4th touchdown in this one for Lucier. That's going to push him to the Toledo single-game record with 4 in this game, as Toledo extends it to a 40-point ball game, 65-25 over Eastern Michigan, with just over 8 minutes left to play in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this game, Eastern Michigan just needs to come out. They need to try to have some fun. They need to try to build on something. They need to get some of these receivers going. I mean, they just, obviously, they're not going to make a comeback. They need to have some fun and try to build upon something to carry into next week.
As they will start this drive at their own 24-yard line here. They're going to go trips to the top of your screen. Wyatt going to be back there in the backfield with Cooksey. He's going to go out in the flats. This one's fired over to the sidelines. Has Jay Bridges making a diving catch once more for 30 yards.
Yeah, 2 plays tonight for 30 yards where Bridges sells his body for the catch. What a great job. I love the athleticism there and the willingness. When you're so far down, you still give it your all.
Hey, you know, Bridges could have just let that one go, could have been upset about the other one that he had to lay out for earlier, but says, you know what, let me get these 30 yards and give our offense some confidence. And this one's fired across the middle, but it is dropped once more.
I feel like we've seen 6 or 7 drops from Eastern Michigan.
as this offense definitely going to see the jugs machine right after the game. Cooksey doesn't like what he sees, going to try and take off with his legs. Has room to run, and he's going to be forced out of bounds by Benny Trill on that play. But Cooksey able to pick up 11 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and the fight, we've talked about it a couple times tonight. You know, the fact that even when their backs are against the wall, the score looks horrible, but they are still fighting. Greg Cooksey, a great job picking up the first down.
As they are into Toledo territory, Cooksey fires across the middle. Has really been the factor here, that middle slant for this Eastern Michigan offense. Jay Bridges now up over 100 receiving yards for these Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Yeah, I do feel like probably 75% of the success that Greg Cooksey has had tonight has been in middle of the field.
We see the numbers now. 24 first downs in this one for Eastern Michigan. Nearly as many points, as Wyatt's going to come out of the backfield in motion. They're going to fire it to him. This time, he's going to step backwards and end up with a gain of 0.
I do not understand that play. That's kind of interesting play, but it is a completion. But Greg Cooksey, I got a feeling he's going to go to the corner of the end zone here. He's going to take a shot at the touchdown.
We'll see if David is in fact a genie on this play, as they don't listen to him. They fired across the middle of the field, but Nate Schneer going to fight his way inside the 10, as it'll be a 1st and goal for Eastern Michigan.
I was hoping to have my Tony Romo moment there, man.
Well, not all of us can be as lucky as that. Lucas Oliver with his 6th tackle. This one's going to be a handoff going up the middle. Bradley Larson only able to pick up 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, it's 2nd down and goal. Eastern Michigan closing in, but they need to capitalize.
Justin Ballard with his 5th tackle in this game here. It's a pistol look for Eastern Michigan. Going to hand it off up the middle once more. Larson only going to be able to pick up 2. That'll be 3rd and goal from about the 5-yard line now.
Yeah, 3rd and goal. This is a big play. Look, Greg Cooksey in this offense really wanted to try to fight and just muster this touchdown.
5 of 14 on 3rd downs here. They hand it off to Chef Wyatt. He's not going to find anywhere to go, as it's a gain of 0. Justin Ballard once again on the stop at 4th and goal. They're going to go for it, David.
I love it. You got nothing to lose at this point.
69 pass attempts. Just had to say that number just to get through it, as Cooksey fires this one to the back of the end zone. He's got Michael Kane for a 4-yard touchdown.
See, I told you he was going to the corner of the end zone. I wasn't talking about the previous play. I was talking about this one.
You know, at some point it was bound to happen here. Michael Kane finds himself a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Eastern Michigan cutting into this lead. Maybe a little too late, though. That drive took a whole 2 minutes off the clock, as Toledo still leading a 65-32 with just under 6 left to play.
Well, the good thing about Eastern Michigan taking that time off the clock, at least their defense did get a little bit of rest.
As this is going to be an onside kick recovered by Lucier, and Toledo will have a short field here. And David, would you try and go aggressive, go ahead, put the nail in the coffin, or just go ahead and run out clock?
I mean, I feel like the nail's in the coffin already, and that's no disrespect to Eastern Michigan. But, you know, I know Auburn wants to have some more fun. He probably wants to pad a few stats. But, look, I would play it safe and just eat some clock here.
They're going to come out of the pistol set here in a 2x2. Kretzer's going to get the handoff. He's going to be met immediately by Simmons for a gain of 0.
Yeah, I like that, the fact that they're willing to just run and try to eat some clock here.
78 yards on the ground for Kretzer, and this one going to get another handoff. Has a lane up the middle, able to make his way down inside the 20 as he fights for 22 yards on that play, putting him at the 100-yard mark.
Yeah, Kretzer wasn't in the huddle when they said, all right, we're just going to eat some clock. Kretzer went for another touchdown.
He saw himself getting close to that 100-yard mark, said, you know what, I'll go ahead and get it now, as we look at this Toledo offense inside the PX1 Sports red zone once more. Scored 5 times out of the 6 that they've been here. Albert going to look to take to the air, fires it into the end zone, has a receiver. Lucier once more, 17-yard touchdown.
Albert, his 7th touchdown of the day in the air. We've seen some great quarterback performance this week so far, and congratulations to Kretzer. It is the first time in his career of hitting 100 yards rushing in a game.
having himself his best career game here as Toledo extends their lead once again to 40 points, 72-32 over Eastern Michigan with 5:19. As this Eastern Michigan offense, I mean, David, it's at that point that you got to say, you got to look to build for next week.
Yeah, and real quick over on Twitch, 62-27 Kentucky over West Virginia. 2:32 left in the game.
Jonathan Blanton with 24 yards on that return as we see Lucier's highlights right here. And Nolan Ellis as well. It's been bombs away for this Toledo offense. I mean, not much stoppage from that Eastern Michigan defensive back room. However, their offense has been able to put up 32 points here. They'll get another drive as well. Cooksey going to take him a shot downfield. Doesn't have anybody in it. In fact, flies out of bounds.
Yeah, and what a throw, but he's got to do a little bit better.
As that brings up a 2nd and 10 here. 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen as well. Cooksey making some quick adjustments at the line. Going to fire it out to Chef Wyatt at the flats. And he's going to end up with a 5-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, 3rd down and 5. Eastern Michigan would love to pick up this first down. Again, give their defense a little bit of rest and build that momentum.
Chef Wyatt, 9 catches in this game out of that backfield, 5 of 15 on 3rd downs. Here's Eastern Michigan. Cooksey trying to find somewhere to go with it. Gonna force it downfield. It's gonna be picked off here by Angelo Perez.
You know, it's crazy is with this game being a 40-point game, that's only the 2nd turnover of the game, 1 for each team. This is crazy that it hasn't been turnover laden like we see a lot of these high-scoring games.
Yeah, these quarterbacks had done a good job not turning the ball over for the most part here, as that's the first turnover for this Eastern Michigan offense. Albert and crew right back on the field, as it's going to be handoff to Kretzer, who's met by Holgerson in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, nice play there. Opportunity to try to get a good, defensive stand even late in the game. Maybe force a punt here, just to give those guys some confidence.
And if you're Kretzer, you got to be mad at that offensive line. Just made you lose that 100-yard mark that you just attained. Albert going to take a shot downfield, and there's a wide open Nolan Ellis making a diving catch for 56 yards on that play, pushing himself up to 182 yards in this one.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just a little pitch and catch. I feel it's like a 7-on-7 practice almost. I mean, it's ridiculous what Albert's able to do.
And Ellis, that's now a career high for him, 182 yards. Would have been the school record for it if Lucier didn't break that record earlier in this game, as they will have a 1st and 10 here from the 17-yard line. Albert got nowhere to go. He's going to end up losing 3 yards on that play.
Hey, I mean, I like seeing that fight. The defense could easily just fold right now, but still, lots of pressure on Albert. Getting the tackle for loss, that's huge.
Pedro Rogers with the tackle for loss on that play for Eastern Michigan. As Albert going to try and roll out on this one. Lofts it to the corner, has a receiver. That's Nolan Ellis. He finds his way in for a 21-yard touchdown.
And his 8th touchdown pass of the game, 723 yards passed.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Albert. Definitely shaking off. Had a rough couple of weeks. Had 2 interceptions last week as well. Has done a great job taking care of the ball in this one. 5 plays, 71 yards for Toledo. And it is now a 47-point ball game here with 3:52 left to go in the 4th quarter.
And how many yards is Albert at? Is it 739? Is that what I saw?
I believe it was 7-something with 8 touchdowns as well.
I'm pretty sure Albert now has the most passing yards in a single game. He is at least 2nd, but Moses King was 738, and I'm pretty sure Albert has beat that this week.
We'll see next time that their offense comes out here. So Albert having himself a ball game as Cooksey can't find anywhere to go, and he's going to find himself meeting the turf once more. This time it's Brian Davis on the sack.
Yeah, that's a big-time hit. And right now, Greg Cooksey's probably just frustrated. I mean, it's devastating when you're watching the opposing team just light it up and defense struggling to stop it, and then you come out and you're not getting everything working your way.
Yeah, rough going here in the fourth quarter. Really hasn't been able to replicate the offense that they had in the second and third quarter. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for this Eastern Michigan. Chef White going to come out the backfield. They're going to fire it over to him quickly, but not quick enough, as he was only able to pick up 1 yard on that play.
Yeah, and it's a long 3rd down and 14.
And really that motion out of the backfield by Chef White, you got to like the play design. You got to think Cooksey got to get that out of his hand a little bit quicker to allow White to turn upfield. As he's going to fire it over to White, who can't hang on to it, and that's going to be a 3-and-out here for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, and they're going to give this Toledo offense the opportunity to score more.
As 3:16 left to go in the game, Toledo set to get the ball back. You got to think at some point they'll take the foot off the gas. Hashimoto going to get the return across midfield up around the 40-yard line, where we'll see Albert and crew once more. I mean, he's either closing in on the record or he's already passed it, as they're in fact going to look to kill clock now. They're going to hand this one off to Kretzer. He's got a carry going to the sidelines, able to make a man miss. He's going to be pushed out of bounds after a gain of 8.
And the lead is 47 right now. So with a field goal or just any points, the game will effectively end.
2 tight ends in the fold here, as Kretzer going to get the handoff once more. Doesn't have anywhere to go. He'll end up losing a yard on the play.
Yeah, and you know, Kretzer, he's at 105. He got his yards back at least. He doesn't want to lose, and that would be horrible to be back under 100. He better be careful.
Kretzer probably asking them to throw the ball in this play so he can't lose any yards, because it'll in fact be a 3rd and 3 here for Toledo, who's going to milk the clock now, getting us down to about the 2-minute mark in this game. 20 seconds to go on that play clock. Toledo going to come out here on 3rd and 3 with a trip set to the top of your screen. They got to get down to the 30-yard line if they want to keep this drive going. The important thing is they're just looking to run out the clock, as we're under 5 seconds left on the play clock here. Albert, in fact, going to throw it over to Kretzer, who's going to make his way for a 1st down inside the 20, inside the 15 as well, as he goes for 21 yards on that play. And we should see the number for Albert here, as he in fact has 744 yards. And that play right there, in fact, will be the record breaker, as he passes Moses King, who had 738 yards last season for passing.
Well, congratulations, Albert. What a performance. I mean, incredible job.
As they are down to a minute on the clock left, Kretzer going to get the carry. It's actually Samuel Sutton here, as we begin to see the final snap upcoming here. Anthony Simmons, 5th tackle in this one. 2 tackles for loss, as well, as this should be the final play here for this Toledo offense, as we are down to 2 seconds on the play clock. 20 seconds to go in this one. Kretzer going to end up losing 1 more yard on that one. Going to keep himself over the 100-yard mark. Congratulations, Axel Holgerson. 11 tackles in this one.
Yeah, lots of records broken tonight. The record book has been rewrote.
As that will, in fact, be the final play of the ball game. Toledo going to win this one 79-32 over Eastern Michigan. In this one, David, break it down for us.
Well, it's simple. It's called McCade Albert. 744 passing yards, 8 touchdowns. Yeah, he did anything he wanted pretty much offensively. Lots of huge plays. And unfortunately, the Eastern Michigan defense was not able to stop him. I mean, all night long, wide receivers for Toledo had the separation. But you know what? I love the fight we saw at Eastern Michigan. They've got a lot to play for moving forward.
Absolutely. Toledo able to overcome this one. 79-32 is your final. I want to give a thank you to everybody that joined us in chat. A thank you to our associate producer, Austin Crow, and our executive producer, Mike Peters, and of course, my broadcast partner, David Ware. And on behalf of our broadcast crew, I'm Vinny Mixon. You've been watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports on YouTube. Hope to see you back at 5:30 Central Time for the Inside the Blitz podcast on Monday.